Confession time. I legitimately have no idea what to think of Sauvage Elixir. I don't know whether I like it, I love it, or I hate it and regret spending all the money I spent on this, right? And I guess the only thing I can do is point out the pros and cons, chop it up a little bit, and to kind of figure out what I'm gonna lean toward, whether we're gonna wear it or we're gonna launch a smear campaign. So if you're interested in that, meet me on the other side of the intro. We get right into that. Sauvage Elixir. Welcome back to Wear the Smear with y'all. Today's episode, we're talking about Sauvage Elixir, right? Sauvage Elixir is one of the most polarizing scents in the fragrance world, in the sense that either you love it or you hate it, right? It's kind of no in-betweens, but that's kind of where I find myself at the moment, in between, right? I don't know if I love it or if I hate it. I'm going to try to talk through it and see what I can come up with and see at the end of the video what kind of conclusion I'm going to come up with, right? Because Sauvage is, as you all know, Sauvage is one of the most popular fragrances in the world, most recognizable fragrances in the world. It's up there with the Ventus Creeds and all those. But the thing is, it's so popular, people become nose blind to it to a degree, or they won't like it just because it's popular. I guess that's a good thing for the brand, but you would never say it doesn't smell good, because all Sauvages smell good, right? So that was my frame of thinking when I ordered this and I blind bought it, which I am. Y'all know I'm a degenerate. I can't help it. I'm a blind buyer. I can't even help it, right? Because my thinking was, all right, this is an elixir, so all it probably is just a stepped up version of all the other ones. Maybe a stepped up, stronger version of Sauvage Parfum, which I love, right? So that was my thinking, and I bought it. There was no hesitation, right? So when it came, that night I happened to be going out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to impress the people I'm with or people I'm around. Even if they don't know me, I want them to think, yo, that's the guy right there. It smells amazing. So I opened up the packages. I probably didn't even smell it. I just put 3 sprays on and I headed out the door, right? So as the night progresses, I started saying, nope. The first thing I noticed was the scent didn't fade at all, right? And that was a good thing, right? So I'm like, all right, this is a very strong nuclear scent. So I'm like, I like this. It's beast mode. I'm feeling it. But after a while, as the night progressed, I started noticing that, like, damn, am I getting a headache or is just, yeah, I was getting a headache, bro. It is so strong that it can be nauseating if you put too much on, right? Also, there was a different note in it that I didn't recognize from the previous flankers of Sauvage. And y'all know me, I'm not really a note guy, but I had to do a little investigation, right? So when I pull up the notes, as you can see, one thing stood out to me, and that was that licorice scent. You see that licorice note right there? I never like licorice. I never like eating it, especially black licorice. It's the worst thing probably in the world to try to digest. It's horrible. I don't know anybody. If you like black licorice, I probably don't trust you. Period. Right. So in my mind, why would they add that to Sauvage? That was quite unnecessary. I didn't think that was necessary, but they did, and here we are. So between how strong it was and that licorice note, I was definitely leaning to, yo, listen, I'm not never wearing this again and I regret buying it. But at the end of the day, it still smelled good, right? So now I'm even more confused. I really don't know if I like it or love it or hate it, right? So after the next day, I thought about it, and I never wore this again after that night, because I was like, you know what, I'm not in the business of giving myself headaches. I don't want to do that. But I thought about it sensibly, and every time I went past it, maybe like once a week, I grabbed the bottle, smell it a little bit. I'm like, damn, this does smell good, right? And then it dawned on me, maybe those 3 sprays was too much. Wear it again, put 1 spray on and see how it goes, right? So that's what I did. I put 1 spray on the back of my neck, and that did the trick. I smelled great the whole day, 12 hours. This is a beast mode. So that's what it is, right? If you're going to wear this, don't spray it more than 1 time. Don't spray it more than 1 time, especially if it's not a really cold day. Don't spray this, because you're going to upset yourself and everybody around you. You're probably going to give them a headache, and you don't want to do that. We don't do that we don't pay this much for fragrances to upset the populace, right? We don't want to do that. We want to do the opposite. We want people to be like, damn, that guy smells good, right? That's what we're going to do. So with this, you don't want to spray it more than once. So am I going to smear it because it got the licorice scent and it's too strong? I'm definitely not going to launch a smear campaign. But what I will say is, if you're determined to buy this, get it on the discount site. Get it for a less amount of money as you can, and you'll be happy. But even then, it's still expensive. But what you can do, if you don't want to spend all that money, go ahead and buy French Avenue's Enigma Une. This is a dead ringer for Sauvage Elixir, just less strong, right? And that's a good thing, because that's probably the main beef I have with this is it's too strong. With French Avenue Enigma Une right here, it's not as strong. It smells just like it. So people smell you and you tell them this is a Sauvage Elixir, they're going to believe you. Trust me, right? So if you want to get that, go ahead and get that and you'll be happy with it. It only costs what, $50, $60? It's not a lot. You're going to pay so much more for this. But if you're like me, I'm kind of bougie in that sense. I like the OGs, right? So with that being said, just don't overspray this and you're going to be fine, right? Sauvage Elixir is good. Just don't overspray it. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next video.